I've got a pulley pennel, some squid on, that's wrapped on a little bit. I did sharpen the hook. I'm desperate to get this one in. There is something still on there, but it's stuck. So we're on our way to Brighton today. The weather's cleared up. It's been a little bit windy, a little bit blustery, and I'm hoping that as things calm down, the swell calms down on the west arm at Brighton, that the bass will be picking up the big baits from the bottom. So we're going to cast close in here. Quite excited to give it a go, really. I've just popped into the tackle shop, had a word with the chaps in there, and they concur that hopefully conger and bass drop short off the west here is where we want to be. Well, here we are on the west arm then. Quite keen to get started. It is the first bit of blue sunshine we've had for about a week. I don't think the water's clear enough. So this would be like an inner harbour. And you can see the east arm there. See why it's good for fishing these jetties, piers, marinas like this. I'm not sure that water's going to be clear enough for the lures, but do you know what? On this ebb, nice gentle breeze, I wonder, might even get a lure out. We'll see how it goes. Welcome to Brighton Marinas West Arm. For those of you who don't know, my name's Matt. I don't normally fish here. I've fished here once, the West Arm. So it's a little bit of an exploration today. I know the tactics that we're going to use. Big baits close in for bass and conger. But as for where along this wall, I'm not so sure. I tend to go, if you look down there, and then if you look down that wall, you can see there's like a knuckle, like there is on most piers and jetties. There'll be a little bend in it somewhere, harbour arms rather. And I think somewhere on that knuckle is going to be the best spot. Just changes the direction of the water. Let's go and have a look. But what I've done, I've put the drop net there because this guy over here has just caught a nice conger. I've had to rush over, they didn't have a drop net. He's caught a good one. No need to cast here, you just want to drop it short on the wall. I've got a pulley pennel, some squid on, that's wrapped on a little bit. I did sharpen the hook. I'm desperate to get this one in. In fact, so desperate I didn't line up the eyes. So you can, obviously when you're fishing marks like this, you can put some towel or something down here and lie the rods there. This rod's up quite high. I do like having the rods in the rod rest. And there you go, you can see we're actually just on the leader. I don't know if you can pick that out. So I don't know if you can pick that out, but there's the leader not there. Just there. The only problem is it's on there, pushing on there, look. So that'll just wear away. So we need to get that out, cast it out a little bit. The tide's going to push it in, I think. And then what you want, because these are bass and conger, they can pull the bloody rod in. They can pull the rod in, so you want to set the drag on this. You can actually with these reels as well, you can set the clicker. You've got that. That's always quite good to hear if they'd picked up the bait and ran. So the second rod on that Continental, although the Continental's not ideal for here, it's a little bit long, but we've got the pulley pennel. We're just going to drop that one short as well with the squid on there. Sometimes the conger can hold on to that bit all the way in. Sometimes worth trimming that off sometime. And we'll leave that one in for about half an hour. So here we are, this is the setup then. One multiplier, 18-pound line on both with leader, tapered leader, cast short, big squid baits. Pretty simple fishing, fingers crossed. Something's having a nibble up there. Maybe let that one develop. Well, I don't know if this is a gimmick or if it's going to be useful for fishing. It certainly might be cheating, you might think. But I've been sent this by Garmin. It's a fish finder. You put it on this line, dangle it over the edge of the pier or your kayak or whatever, and it should show on the screen there if there's any fish. Does it work? I don't know. Should we give it a go though? Let's just have a look. So what we're looking at there then, you can see the top is the top of the water, the red bit, and then the bottom. Really, let's be honest here, I don't really know what I'm looking for. There doesn't seem to be anything mid-water moving. That seems to be water disturbance top and bottom as the unit moves through the water there. So that is telling me that there aren't any fish. But we'll leave it on for a bit and see if anything pops up. Have a little look. And where you're looking is here, I think. It's in quite shallow water. It's telling me it's 5.3 metres deep. So what's gone on there then? That's just oiked up, isn't it? So I think that's just the unit going up and down on the water. Oh, it's quite interesting. Give us a little bit of a better chance maybe. Really frustrating. There was something on there. Now it's got off. There is something still on there, but it's stuck fast. So out on the line. Well, at least we didn't lose it. Let me know what you think of this as a concept. A Garmin tool. Fish finder, the Garmin Striker Cast. I don't know, sometimes it's quite frustrating because you can see the fish. Should be grateful really. I've got an opportunity to be out on this nice, almost spring-like day in November. The fishing is very slow, unless you can see little knocks behind me on those rods. We're now into 2 hours without any sign of fish. Well, I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit anxious now. We've been fishing for about 4 hours and it's all very well, isn't it? You sort of say, oh, it's lovely weather and we're out fishing, and I've seen a couple of bass caught at the end there on the lures, which hasn't made me angry at all. I want one. Really happy for a friend of mine, Lewis, but for me personally, I'm getting a little bit anxious now. We're 4 hours into this session, we've lost a good fish. As we turned up, someone was catching a conger. I thought we're in for a really good session. So we've got to that bit with fishing. I don't know if you've ever had it, where you get a little feeling in the pit of your stomach, you really want to catch a fish. So I kind of want to do it for you, but also want one for me as well, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm starting to feel getting annoyed. So I'm starting to get annoyed. Things are irritating me. I've sat watching those rod tips now. Nothing, not a little nip at all. Not even the smallest bite. So go from loving fishing to hate it. Was nice to see Lewis's bass, I'll give you that. Annoyingly, we're on last chance saloon. I've got to go, unfortunately. Got about half an hour left. So all I've done is I've put like a little scratching rig on the one on the left to try and get some live bait. And the reason I've done that is because further round the arm they're still catching bass, and they're catching bass on lures and without a lure rod obviously today. I do have a couple of lures. I suppose I could put something on one of these big rods, but it's not the right way to do it. So I'm hoping for some live bait. I'm going to stick a live bait rig on the other rod if I can get a smaller fish, something like a whiting or a pouting. So the sun's starting to go down a little bit now. We've got these earlier nights, but
What did we do wrong? What did I do wrong? So why haven't we caught then? Well, I didn't have any fresh lug. Could have put fresh lug out, and we were with the big baits straight away, and it is a bit, as the sun goes down, a bit of a waiting game. So you're not going to get bites all the time. And I still have a little bit of hope with literally running into sort of 5 minutes left. There's still a little bit of hope, it might just be something.